Redemption, Will. We have another one. If you guys remember last week's video, this is Chase sending it in the 4-5 race. 10 minutes after that last race we posted. Have you ever done this before, by the way? Like,
yeah, I've done it in cross plenty. But road racing, I haven't done this for many years.
There's a secret. There's a secret to make this possible. What you do is you pin both numbers, and then when you finish the first race, you just cut the top number, and that reveals the next category's number underneath. Anyway, I've done it before myself. That's my tip. And oh man, these starts can be hard when you've just raced. But Chase from Apex Cycling and his 4 teammates are going to give it a rip. This is them, 372 on the left. That is them, right?
That's them, Apex.
Yeah, so look at those jerseys. That's the team we're working with. We're looking at Chase's camera. They're racing for their teammate Brandon, though, right? This is now the 4-5 field. Their strategy is going to change a little bit. Let's talk about that, Will. What did Chase tell us in his notes?
Yeah, they're going to attack a little bit more, try and split up the field, and see what happens at the end, but with the backup plan of Brandon getting a lead out.
Brandon getting a lead out seemed to be their primary objective. But yeah, like they're going to be much more aggressive. This is the 4-5 field, which is they're going to be able to be much more aggressive in this race compared to the 3-4 field because yeah, it's a lower category. Theoretically, it should be a little bit slower. Let's see how they execute. Let's fast forward a little bit. Okay, but first, final call for the Masterclass sale, which ends today while you're listening to this. Guys, are you struggling to find results? Are you looking for ways to improve personally as a cyclist? Are you looking to fast track your journey from couch to crit success? That is why I designed the Masterclass. And look, I don't want money to be a concern, so if you've missed the sale, there's also a scholarship program. Check the link in the description. Now back to the race. So one thing we haven't talked about just yet is the course. There are no corners on this course. It's just kind of flowy, right, Will?
Yeah, there's no sharp anything. You might have to brake for that first corner, but everything else is pretty easy.
And it's also not level. This is the start-finish. This is coming up to the final couple hundred meters, which is going to be consequential. We'll talk more about it. It's up a slight hill, and for that reason, we get some overlap. We get a crash. Let's not forget, this is a Cat 4-5 field. This is novice racing. These things happen. Here, we have Brandon footage, too. This is their sprinter. We're going to get a much better perspective on that crash. It looks like Ryder on the right here just overlaps. Actually, it looks like he was changing grips on the bars or something, wasn't in a position to slow down. We see this all too often in lower categories. And if you're racing on a team like our buddy Chase here on Apex, try to stay together. Strength in numbers, you're safer when you're together. All right, so now we're getting close to the end of this race. We're inside of 10 kilometers to go. Up until this point, Apex had been pretty aggressive. It didn't seem to be working out. This is a tough course, Will, to get away. What do you think? Like no corners, a good line of sight?
Yeah, it's not ideal for a breakaway. You can make it hard, but the chances of you sustaining a gap are pretty low.
There's something to be said for like out of sight, out of mind. But now we have Chase here putting in a dig, and he's chasing back one of the major competitors here, which is guy in this red jersey from BOI. And you might be thinking at this point, like, hey, I thought we were done. I thought our primary team objectives were to lead out Brandon. Like, why do this? And the reason is, yeah, I mean, there's a chance that Chase can get away, but it seems a low percentage, like we talked about. On a course like this deep into the race, it seems like it's going to stay together for a field sprint. The truth is, this actually is supporting Brandon. Will, tell us why.
Yeah, Brandon's back in the field here. He is saving all the energy. He's just following wheels, not making any surges, and just sitting in the draft. It's perfect for a sprinter to have your guys up there, not having to worry about anything that's going on at the front, just saving your own energy.
Look how casual Brandon is back here. Ryder in front of him was sipping water. There's no surges. Look how consistent the power is. This is beautiful. This is exactly what you're looking for as a sprinter. Sitting in, having that responsibility at the end of the race, you're trying to save all your energy. Meanwhile, up the road, we have Chase doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. Another surge up to 700 watts. He's burning these matches so his sprinter doesn't have to. This is excellent teamwork, especially considering this is a Cat 4-5 race. So good on the Apex boys for making this work. All right, we're 2 kilometers to go, crunch time. We got to get the numbers organized. This was the mistake they made in their last race, is they didn't have themselves organized when it mattered most. And it looks like they're trying to make that happen until tragedy strikes. They did it again, Will. They took themselves out. So now now the reason this is consequential is we're going to look at this perspective from Brandon's camera now. The reason this is consequential is because now they went from having like 4 riders, they are taking each other out. Dude's front wheel was off the ground. Anyway, they were okay. They went into the grass. There's no curb. But now there's only 2 of them left. It's Chase and our boy Brandon. And with just 2 people, 1,500 meters doesn't seem like a lot, but for 2 people, it's a lot. And they're not on the front. Will, what are your thoughts? If it's you and let's say Sam, you're a sprinter, what's the plan here?
Right, you have to apply patience at this point. You're going to have to use other people and keep an exit for you to pop out into the wind whenever you need to open up your actual lead out.
Right, and they're doing a good job. This is high risk because they're boxed in, but they kind of have to now because, 2 of their teammates crashed each other out. There's only 2 of them, and you're looking for ways to get to the front, but without burning yourself up getting to the front. And this is a great opportunity. Man, this looks good from Chase. Following this guy on the left, he found his out. Now we're inside of 1 kilometer. Continue with the patience, though, like Will said. Continue with the patience. Don't pop out too soon because you don't want to go with 900 meters. The last thing you want to do is lead out your teammate for 400 meters to go and leave him isolated. So probably what you guys are thinking right now is, why is Chase out in the wind just eating all of this headwind? It's kind of inconsequential at this moment because don't forget about objectives. It's about his sprinter Brandon behind him, and we're making sure that he is saving energy, not Chase. So this is pro move. Now we're coming into it, Will. What do you think? 550 meters. I'm okay with him even dropping back a couple wheels here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going to have to look for an opening. Once he opens that lead out, he's going now.
Send it.
It's time. And you got to give it all you can around this little corner, and he's on the front. So this is a good time to start the lead out. 400 to 300 meters to go is perfect.
He's going to get Brandon right up to speed. He's going to completely empty the tank. Ryder is going to jump him, but don't forget, guys, this is an uphill finish, so this is a premature sprint, even though it was 200 meters to go. Brandon's going to pop out. Yeah, it's the long side of the road. On the left here, on the outside edge, but there wasn't space on the inside. Road's going to turn left anyway, which means he gets the short distance to the finish when it matters most. Post up, baby, for the W, the redemption race, dude. I'm so stoked that he's went wide through that final corner. They're so pumped. They had like their DS out there who's yelling instructions in the last race on the sideline. They were pumped. You can see Chase here celebrating. What a time, man! The feeling of winning races, dude, it's the best feeling ever, especially when you're first coming into the sport. Badass move. I mean, this is high level strategy for 4 or 5s. We do this stuff in the P12 field, right? Will?
Yeah, it was nice to see them get some redemption there. It looks like they learned their lesson from the 3-4 race and executed really well in this 4-5 race.
Yeah, hey, so thanks again, Chase, for sending footage. I'm sorry it took us so long to get to it, but don't forget, guys, if you have footage you want us to talk about, there's a link in the description. Takes just a few minutes of your time. Will, as always, great having you on, buddy.